Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to another Walking Dead video. So we have some pretty big news here, pretty big exciting news regarding the Walking Dead final season here, and Gimple seems to tease here a little bit that there may actually be a post-credit scene. A lot of us have sort of talked about there maybe possibly being one, just because World Beyond ended, there was one, and obviously, you know, if you're ending the Walking Dead and you're expanding it into other stuff and you want to make the universe bigger, I mean, it makes sense to tease it a little bit after the credits, right? Because this way you can kind of say, like, we wrapped up the Walking Dead story, and you can't really say that the show's ending on a cliffhanger because it's a post-credit scene. It's sort of teasing the future, which I think most shows do nowadays, right? So, yeah, I want to get into exactly what Gimple said here. There was an article by EW, and I mean, if you're not following EW this week, I don't know what you're doing. Like, if you're a Walking Dead fan, you have to follow EW right now because they're constantly posting some really amazing stuff right now, and I'll even link down below to this article if you actually want to check it out and see exactly what was said. There's a lot more stuff in there. I just kind of want to talk about the more direct quotes here, but yeah, super huge recommend for me. Definitely, like, I'm going to be following them every single day. I'm going to be waking up and checking my phone to see if they posted another article. But yeah, before we go any further, obviously make sure to be a subscriber if you do want to get all of my Walking Dead content like this. The show is returning in 19 days, and I am very, very excited. Obviously, I'm going to have a lot of reviews and trailer breakdowns, just, you know, breakdowns of certain moments throughout the episodes. What I'm actually going to be doing this time instead is on Twitch, I'm actually going to be like live reacting to the episodes. And so it's going to be sort of a reaction thing. I'm going to have a camera and I'm going to watch the episode and sort of react to it. And especially for that finale, oh my God, like I'm so excited. No lie, if we do see Rick, like if we actually see Rick Grimes, I might cry, honestly. Like, it depends on how they do it. It really depends, because it might be done in a cool way where I'm like, holy shit, I get goosebumps. But it really depends. Like, especially with the finale, I'm just expecting to be super emotional because it's the end of The Walking Dead. So I hope to see you guys there on Twitch. If you want to follow me on Twitch, the link is in the description. As well as if you haven't yet, definitely go follow all my social media stuff. All the links are down there as well. But let's actually get into what Gimple said here. So again, in this article here, he was asked whether or not there would be a post-credit scene appearing at the end of the very Walking Dead, like the very, very last episode here. And what he says is, will there be a tag scene? I just gotta say, maybe. We're up to something, so maybe. And so he's kind of asked more about that, like what are you saying here? And then Gimple says, honestly, we're literally just working right now on a couple things, so there are a couple of ways it could go. And so this right here, honestly, is very exciting. I look at all the spinoffs, and man, like, if I could say one thing, I know Gimple, I mean, obviously they're so much better at writing everything and doing anything than I could, but if somehow they see this video or somehow they hear this thing, I think it would be really cool to do something with Rick, only because we essentially already got a post-credit scene for the Daryl spinoff right at the end of World Beyond, which is so weird to think about it. Like, World Beyond ends with a post-credit scene for the Daryl spinoff. Isn't that weird? And so I don't think we need to get another post-credit scene necessarily for that. I also think for Dead City, I don't think you really need to showcase that. I think what people want is some sort of connection to Rick. I see a lot of people saying that they want to see Rick, like, so bad in the very last episode or in the last couple of episodes. I mean, I really don't see him appearing there. That's going to be in the spinoff show. Like, there's no way in hell, story-wise, it really makes a lot of sense. So Rick appearing in a post-credit scene is also sort of, you know, I think you're going to make everyone really happy with that. And so I think you got to do something with that. And in terms of how you do it, I mean, honestly, if Andrew Lincoln hasn't filmed anything yet, I mean, you still have 2 months. Maybe you're able to get him on board to film something or do something where, you know, honestly, it's like a 20 to 30 second scene. Because if you think of what you shot in World Beyond, like, that was like a small set, you know, it was just a small little area that you probably could have filmed in a day or two or something like that, right? I think for the Rick spinoff, you could literally just, like, I don't know if there's locations that you have where there's like a hospital bed or something, but you can literally just have Rick in the hospital bed or something like that, just kind of waking up and looking around and being like, what the hell? And then he looks outside and maybe he sees like the city of the Civic Republic and he's like, whoa, kind of thing. And you just kind of see his, you know, you see Andrew Lincoln or Rick Grimes' reaction to seeing that. Then all of a sudden it's like, holy shit, hype for that show, right? And then you have something to look forward to all year, which is, you know, going to create a lot more interest as well in the other two spinoffs because we know that there's this overall direction in the universe. That's how I would go about it, and I think it would be super awesome to get that because, again, a lot of fans want to see Rick. They really want to see Rick so bad. And I know he's not going to really play a role in the story besides maybe they find out he's alive, things like that. But I think having him appear in that way honestly would make this finale probably one of the best episodes ever. just because of and so seeing this here, I'm excited. I'm honestly very, very excited. I really think they should do a post-credit scene. I would like to know if any of you guys, disagree with me on that, because I know a lot of people don't want them to do like spin-off setup, which to me, I actually do agree with. I think doing too much spin-off setup would kind of take away from The Walking Dead. And I want The Walking Dead to end as is, but there's obviously a lot of stuff happening in the future. Like, there's a lot more exciting stuff happening. So you need to do it in a way that's going to satisfy all Walking Dead fans, and the history of watching a show from the very beginning, from 2010. But on top of that, I think that, you do have to sort of handle teasing the future here a little bit. And because Rick Grimes isn't there, I really feel like it's not the end of the world to have Rick Grimes actually show up at the very, very end. Just because, I'm thinking about it in 20, 30 years in the future. People, at that point, they might understand where the story goes, this and that. Maybe they know that Rick Grimes dies in that spinoff, because obviously it would be 20, 30 years from now or whatever the hell they're going to do. Well, I think watching it, I think that's actually the perfect thing. They wrap it up, wrap up the current story that The Walking Dead is on. And then all of a sudden you get this post-credit scene of Rick, or maybe even see Michonne, honestly. You could also give us Michonne. I think people would freak out about that as well. So I just, I think it's definitely a really smart idea. I want to get this post-credit scene so bad. And seeing this article here just made me so excited for it because, we could literally be seeing Rick in 2 months from now. Like, we could get something. And even if we don't see him, having a radio thing, like a voiceover, like you can get Andrew Lincoln to sort of like phone call something in some sort of dialogue, right? I actually really like this from the article right here. It does say, considering the Walking Dead story started with Rick Grimes, ending it with an appearance by the show's lead from the first 8.5 seasons. Wait, was that 8.5 seasons? Isn't that 9? Oh, I guess it's not. Oh, okay, I see what you mean. It wasn't a full 9 seasons, so yeah, 8.5 definitely. But yeah, would seem to be a no-brainer, and saving that appearance for the true end of the show to help set up the Rick-centric chapter, or the next Rick-centric chapter, almost makes too much sense not to do. And it's exactly what it is right there. It makes too much sense not to do it. Like, it's something that you can so easily do. People are gonna freak out, and again, like, I'm thinking of the theatrics of it, because that's just sort of where my mind goes with all of this here, is you have this big event in Los Angeles, right? I believe it's in Los Angeles. I could be wrong with that, but I'm pretty sure it's in Los Angeles. On November 20th, I think. I'm pretty sure it's the 20th. Man, I should really get these details right. But again, you're having this huge venue here where you're going to be showing that last episode to a lot of people inside. I really wish I could go to that. Oh my God. I would do anything to go to that. That'd be amazing. But people watch that last episode. People are cheering for The Walking Dead. It's over. They hear that, like, like the theme song playing at the very end there. And then all of a sudden it ends and you see Rick. The amount of people that are going to be cheering and freaking out there is going to be nuts. Like, you have to do it. Like, this is like that one opportunity where you should do it. You're ending The Walking Dead. Bring him back here. Like, I'm so for this. I really want this to happen so bad, because honestly, people really want Rick. People are so excited for it. And this is the one opportunity where you can actually give that. I think doing a Daryl show, post-credit scene isn't the most exciting. It just, you know what I mean? Because we're always with Daryl. And the thing is, and also the same thing with Dead City, where we were just with Maggie and Negan, right? And the thing is, once The Walking Dead is over, I really feel like, for Gimple and everyone else, they should really view the rest of the Walking Dead universe going forward as being led by Rick now, right? Because Rick sort of led everything from the beginning. Once he left, it was sort of passed on to everyone. I would say overall, it's basically been Daryl's story for the most part, just because, he's been the lead throughout all of it. In season 9, there was definitely more of a mix between him and Michonne, and Carol as well. But Michonne, obviously she only appeared in 5 episodes in season 10. Daryl was there a lot. And then you're looking at season 11. Daryl's really been around for most of it. And I would say he's sort of the show's true lead. And we kind of see what The Walking Dead looks like with Daryl as a lead, which definitely works. It's not Rick, but it definitely works, and I think would make his spinoff actually really worth watching. But going forward, it's going to be led by Rick, which is just, nothing against Daryl. He's an awesome character, but it's Rick Grimes, right? And obviously, I think in terms of a timeline, that show's going to be dropping next fall, so we're going to have to wait over another year from now. But I think having that hype there for that scene would just be absolutely insane. I think people honestly are just like, people will always watch that forever until we get the trailer at Comic-Con next year. I think it just makes too much sense, right? So anyways, I'm gonna leave it here. I've been kind of rambling here a little bit at the end here, but I'm just so excited for this. I think that they can actually do this right here. And when I saw this article, like, I know they're working on a couple things. You know, I really feel like ever since they announced this show and everything, we've sort of got to the point now where it's like, yeah, anything with Rick appearing at all isn't really out of the realm of possibility anymore, right? I think beforehand it felt so ridiculous because there was no news on the movies and it was just sort of just, you know, but now we're at this point where like The Walking Dead is ending. The show is coming out in a year from now, or a little over a year. Most likely, I'm assuming it's going to be fall 2023. And so, yeah, like I think this is the perfect thing. Tease it now, a year away when The Walking Dead ends. Man, I'm picturing that night, November 20th, The Walking Dead ends. We see certain characters die. It's going to be all emotional, everything like that. And then just, man, where does that go afterwards, right? Like, I think it's going to be phenomenal. I think it's going to be so, so good. But anyways, I'm going to leave it here. Definitely post your thoughts down below. Do you think they should do a post-credit scene? And if it's not on Rick, like maybe you disagree with me, maybe you don't want it on Rick, then what other type of post-credit scene would you like? Definitely post all your thoughts down below. Hope you guys all enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.